Up to the sun, yeah, let's come together. I go. They say you're not there, we stand, but there we fall. If we not celebrate, we do it for you. Voila, you forget it. You from Lower Country, you from Maryland. Voila, you from Rewa Cess. I'm a bad that way, oh, young people, I'm up on the fine way. Tabila, Kriwako. I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Freeland on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I was raised in the slum, but I chilled with my guns. Kept it on the low, but we fought for the bones. True son of the sun, I'm a prince in my own. Never gonna lie, me, I love LIB. Even though it's far, when we show them we can face it. It's not a prophecy, I know that we can rise again. Holding my hand, I holding your own. United we stand, divided we fall. July 26 when I come with ball. When I chill on that side, and I get no bro. I got L to the O to the V and the E. If we fighting together, we can conquer this team. From the east to the west, then waving the flag from the north to the side. You're not joining the team. You go where you pella, you love my crown. Who kill it? Who got Jonah?
I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Freeland on liberty, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Mama was born, yeah. Papa was born, yeah. They hold us together, the honey boy, yeah. Nabalike na koya bake na papa kobo. Nabalike na koya bake na papa kobo. Nabali kola kowe na papa kobo. Nabali kola kowe na papa kobo. Labiro waka poma o. Labiro waka mo. Baladano waka.
I love Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. They play for me and you, Liberia, oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
What a pleasant way to welcome all of you this evening. Today is the 27th day of October, and the year is 2023. My name is Washington Prince Stopper Jr., and welcome to the program Open Conversation. Open Conversation is a 2-hour current affairs program that highlights the major happenings in the country, and we unveil the workings of the governments and the many development cut across the country. This is the biggest thing happening on radio at about this time, all across the 15 political subdivision in Liberia. What a beautiful way to say welcome again, and let me get to our in-house panelist, the man who has added much flavor to this conversation. Good evening, Daniel, and it's a pleasure having you tonight.
Good evening. A pleasant weekend to all of my folks here. Titi, I see she's smiling. She's prepared. She's fired up.
Yep.
Our weekends are usually spent here. We are relentless until the president is re-elected. Very restless. So I'm happy being back here today. I was here this morning. We had another, very, very fascinating show. We had the Minister of Information here, the legendary Julius Running, Kwame Weeks, Bwaka, and I. It was a good time, and I'm expecting to have another great time this evening. So it's good being back here.
Today is Friday. Before we go to Titi, today is Friday. How is it with you?
Like I said earlier, until the president is re-elected, I have nothing to do with weekend festivities.
Wow.
Nothing at all.
This is the kind of exuberance that you are putting out. Titi, good evening. You look very, very ecstatic. Good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen, and it's good to be back here. I like it. I like the way you put it, Daniel. No jolly until the president will be watching. Okay, he's taking sabbatical.
We'll be checking your Facebook.
When I leave here at 10 o'clock and get home, nothing else to do. I just rest.
He's taking a sabbatical until November what?
I eat my domo until on Saturday.
November,
now he's
let's say 15, 16, 17, around 18.
Talking small now.
But that's just domo now. Just my little domo up here.
Yep.
That won't hurt nobody.
Okay. So it's good to be back here, man. After today's the 5th day, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sometimes for me, I love Friday because it gives you breathe very fresh air on Friday night because you can go to bed and not wake up very early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you joining us this evening, we like to say welcome. And we appreciate the fact that you would take up your time to listen to us every weeknight. And it is what it is, man. Oh, since today is the third day, too many things are happening. We know we're here because Liberia is going to elections for the second time. We were here throughout before the October 10 elections, and now we're going to a runoff with just two candidates. We had 20 before, now we've got 2. And so we're here again, and we'll be here until we see the end of it.
Yes.
So
that's the responsibility we have.
Too many things happening again today. We'll be talking all about them. I'm coming back to you guys to start the conversation.
Exactly. So on our template tonight, we'll just weigh in on a few things. We'll just talk about the benefits of the 26 volunteer teachers from Nigeria. That we're going into looking at the political space, how things are playing out for the ruling party, the political ties they're building. And most especially, we're going to look at the Henry factor. Today, social media was flooded with different commendations, and the political times are calorific, so you understand what it means. And we're going to also be having Joshua T. Turner. He has promised to be here. Yes. So we are going to be speaking with him.
Tell the audience who Joshua T. Turner is, please.
Yes, okay. He's the political leader of the New Liberia Party, and today that political institution endorsed the re-election bid of the president to support the agenda of President George Weah. So he will be here talking with us tonight, and we'll also be talking with a group of are you calling
a group?
Yeah,
the party is
the National Development Party.
It's a party. It's a political party.
A political party as well. A political party, National Development Party, that has also endorsed. So you see the massive wave of endorsement, coming to the CDC. We're going to be looking at that strategically. We're going to be putting a serious political microscope on these, multiple endorsements. So, Daniel, let's start up. 26 teachers, volunteer teachers from Nigeria, has arrived in the country, and the government has promised that within November, the remaining will lend to be 42 teachers. Let's talk about that just shortly.
I'd like to start by saying people with very limited vision easily trash out important information that is intended to happen to improve the lives of people. The teachers in question we're talking about, I remember when the president took office, when they had the restructure of the educational system in our country, the president made an open announcement that his bilateral partner Nigeria, he was in a consultation with that country to help send some teachers to augment our teaching staff in the country. And the time frame, because of the COVID-19, these teachers didn't arrive at a point in time. You remember the Unity Party made a very big showmanship of this, and they saw it as a flop on the part of the president until the first batch of these teachers arrived. For me, this is a clear manifestation of the president's talk and do ability. Every time he says something, even in the bleak of thoughts, at the end of the day, it comes to fruition. I'd like to remind Liberians, this is the same president, even at the period in time when he talked about these teachers, he talked about building the 14th military. The same Unity Party pundits were all over Facebook saying the president is trying to cause an earthquake.
They say it wasn't possible.
Exactly. Today, that hospital stands there. It is a formidable assistance to our healthcare environment in Liberia. Some of these very people who criticize are now going to that hospital to seek advanced medical attention, unlike the times they used to go to Nigeria. There are too many things this president said that he's done. If you look at the education system in our country, where it was 12 years ago, where it is today, in terms of quality, infrastructure upgrade, curricular development, and the performances in students' participation in the classroom and at the national level, you see that this government has made a lot of tremendous impact in these directions. So nobody should underestimate what the president says, because he made it clear. He said we're going to bring these teachers. They're going to merge with our teachers. And this is, you know where the president got this idea from? During the time Ghana was not she was still colonized by the British. All right. We had a lot of professional Ghanaian teachers who came to Liberia under the Topman's platform.
Yeah.
And they came and provided educational services to our people. So this president is somebody who has been reading between the lines in terms of the opportunities that existed yesterday, but tried to polish that rough diamond to make it better.
Exactly.
So his idea of bringing Nigerian teachers stemmed from the fact that since we have this bilateral relationship between our West African counterparts, and these schools, you know, we run the American curriculum, as we say in Liberia, and theirs is the British. So imagine it's going to become a mixture of both environments in terms of our teaching capabilities. And what's going to happen in the end is that our young brothers and sisters, the students, are going to be up to that level. So any country in Africa that they go, the performances will be at a level.
Exactly.
That's one of the reasons why the president, even before having these teachers, he sat with the Ministry of Education and said, in as much as we bring in these teachers to augment our teaching environment and support our teachers that are already here, let's also move towards improving our early childhood development foundation. Because when we do this, we're going to be able to prepare these students to meet the challenges that are in the classrooms from first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, up to 12th grade. I have been in Sierra Leone, I have been in Nigeria, I have been in Ghana. I have seen the students there. The issue of science and English subjects are nothing to those children, because the way they were prepared, the way the environment prepares them. Okay, I had the same preparation when I was attending Ash Thompson Memorial Academy when I was growing up on the old road. That school, it taught us basically everything. During science class, we used to go to the laboratory. We had a laboratory. I could do things in laboratory as a science student. Just imagine that time. It is the same thing that's happening in these other environments. The president saw these things and said, look, you know what? We want to incorporate these things also in our government school to ensure that our students are not novice when they travel to Liberia and they see these things happening. So the first batch of Nigerian teachers that are here are a clear attestation and a proven record of the president's willingness to develop Liberia in all capacities, from human resource development, healthcare, infrastructure, and the economy. So this is a big one for us, and we want to say thank you, because even the Ministry of Education has been working exceedingly hard, and they have been putting everything into play to ensure that this has happened. So by now, we obviously know that we're making headways with regards to these different environments.
Exactly.
I couldn't agree with you more. You know, the thing about it is, if you don't support somebody when the person does something good, it's better to say, you know, applaud them for that. It wouldn't take anything from you. Whether we like it or not, like you said, when I was very small, much smaller, there was a school I attended called St. John's Grammar School. If anybody, maybe somebody listening to me attended that school in Gardnersville. But everybody wanted their child or children to attend that school because we had Ghanaian teachers. So I went to that school as a child. We walked like from here to maybe I would say Peace Island every morning.
Wow.
Yes, from
Just
my
to get to
house,
school.
just to go to St. John's Grammar School at the time. But I don't need to tell anybody, you know, the results from there, because even when I wasn't in university, people asked, you know, which university you graduated from.
The accent, wow.
Yes. The thing about
eloquence, all
it,
that.
yes, the thing about it is people play with the foundation of the children. Which is very sad in this country. We make mockery of everything. Those who claim to be educated are the ones who make mockery of people who are not educated. And they do nothing to better the lives of the children of those, you know, people they call uneducated people. This president is the one who sees far ahead and says, let's do this. And when he suggests that this thing will happen, people who call themselves book jimmies,
educators,
they will act as, you know, what is the essence of this? Why does he want to do this? And he's not going to do it. And if it hasn't happened yet, there'll be the same people to be
It becomes an issue.
where are the teachers? Where are the this? But they didn't think about that, in their 12 years.
No.
Education was described as a mess.
That's a mess.
What did you do
Right.
to better the system? Nothing. But yet, you say you want to rescue Liberia. It's a sad, sad thing. But again, thanks, to the Ministry of Education for pushing through. Because I tell you, if these teachers get into the government schools and they teach our children, especially those in primary schools, they're back in the day.
And see, think about it. They didn't stop it. There are too many things that has happened on the education system that hasn't really been talked about even within the fourth estate.
Agree with you.
Think about this. When you were going to school, your mom and dad had to buy you the Blamador book, correct? The Macmillan book, the Silver Budget for Science, right?
Yeah.
This government has procured over 1.5 million high school textbooks for all
Online.
public schools in the country. The books are here. Guess what? From first grade to ninth grade will be supply books. When you reach 10th grade, you're done. The next person can continue. The essence of all of this is to ensure that our students are heavily capacitated in terms of their own personal development outside the classroom. Today, in many of the public schools, there are a lot of phonetics irregularities that people you can see. Even if before some years ago, if the regular public school guy was speaking, you will know, as compared to the international school, as we call it, or the standard private schools.
Of course.
When the COVID-19 came, like the Ebola came, the president said, our students are not going to sit down. They started to teach by radio. They developed the program across the country, teach by radio. That program did not create idleness amongst our students. When WASC was introduced to the country, the government librarian made it a compulsory payment for free tutorial across the country to help to augment our students and prepare them for the new platform that they were introduced to. After the first year of dismal failure, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth year, the performances have been increasing.
Yes, of course.
What President Weah is actually doing in our education system, that the so-called Harvard universities or graduate, the Oxford, the Cambridge, who were here that they didn't do. He's doing this because he lived through these educational challenges.
Of course.
I remember in 2005, an humble man, honest in all political ramification, he said to Liberian people, I haven't finished high school, but given the opportunity, I will go back and finish. The president at that moment, there were too many things that interplayed in his mind. He has social and economic challenges as a young man coming up. There were some societal confrontations that prevented him from being that student at that level, like the other students. So he was prepared to finish. The adult literacy thing was his thing. And guess what? When he got through, he didn't stop there. He went and did his master's. And today, in order for other Liberians to not go through this same challenge he's going through, he's made government school education affordable. They've upgraded the different classrooms. Currently, 45 additional high schools have been built across the country. 250 junior high schools have been upgraded to senior high schools. 18 ECDs have been built across Liberia. Additional TVETs have been constructed across the country. Why? Because the president wants, by the time his 12 years is over, Liberians will look back in the direction and say, our country has moved in a direction that we're no longer ignorant of the fact that education is important for us as ordinary people too. So the next leadership after 12 years will have no challenge or challenges in trying to build up on what he already started and where he stopped. So for me, this is a great momentum as a nation. Liberians should look at this as a big boost in our education system, and we should push this man forward because his dream for Liberia is bigger than what the politician who just want to become president for self-aggrandizement and to support their family will do, because they had a means to have billions of dollars swinging through our corridors, but they chose to use that for themselves. So this for me is a big boost.
Hate him or love him, President Weah is a leader par excellence.
Correct.
Like what you were saying, if a president, if he wanted, he would lie and say, I'm out of high school, because, the odds were not against him at the time.
Oh.
It was just something that he could just grab.
He didn't care.
Yeah, he would go and get some World Trade Center or something and say, I graduated from high school. Like some people are being, are followed today. Some of our leaders in this country, people always talk about them, whether or not they finish university or not, because they're questionable, credentials.
Yep.
But because he wants to lead by example, it's not about me assuming the presidency. It's about me being a president that the young people will look up to and follow my example. But again, everything in this country is political. That is the sad thing about it. But if Liberia's educational sector continues on the path it is, maybe 10 years from now, people will appreciate the fact that President Weah did this for Liberia. He started this and we are on course and our students are doing well. You don't have to send your child to a private school before you can be proud of them that they're doing well or before they speak better English. But because they're from a government school where the government prioritizes education, you'll see that your child is a good student.
But sorry, let me just ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Did you know that in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and the mid 80s, anybody who schooled at that period and reached 6th grade was very articulate?
Absolutely.
So imagine at that time. So where did we go wrong as a nation? In as much as the war, we had a war, but we agree.
Here's a fact.
We agree. There was the war. We cannot continue. The war ended. We had 12 years of tranquility. Mending the fabrics.
Measures were not put in place.
That's my point.
Yes,
The system was being contained.
That's my point.
You understand?
Proper measures were not put in place to better this sector.
Yes.
You only condemned the sector,
But
but
measures.
you didn't do anything to better the system.
Exactly.
Yes. So like Daniel said, and he couldn't even have said it much better. He just nailed it. Now the thing is simple. When the system was built, and because of some political reasons and self-aggrandizement, and certain people think that they deserve the country's inheritance, and they place themselves to certain positions that certain people they feel untouchable, and they walk in and they broke the fabric of the educational system. Now going back, the system from the 12 years, like he said, the 12 years of tranquility, the Liberian people give you the responsibility and say, all of these things that we have damaged, come and repair them, come and fix them, come and do them. Now, under your watch, under your supervision, has the leader with responsibility given to you by the people to ensure that these damaged things are brought back to the people in a refined and well-managed form. Now you came and said the system is a mess. The system is this. Since the system was a mess and it was the worst thing that you've ever encountered, what were the mechanisms that were put into place to correct the mess, to erase the mess? See up today. Dana, do you know that since after the 12 years of tranquility, do you know how many people dispatched the government institution?
Of course.
Oh yes. Nobody felt comfortable of sending their children.
But government school was a bad name.
To government school. When you go into government school, they say, I can't go government school. Even private universities. So they see the enrollment. Did he see the enrollment? There are a lot of people who feel much more comfortable in going to the UL, the other, government-run institutions around the country now today. So the inclusion of foreign teachers to provide, administrative or educational aid for our country is welcoming. Since these things were said by the government in a detestable manner, I think with a grateful heart now they should come back and applaud the government if they really mean well for the country. But if they do not mean well, like Titi said in the last conversation, they wouldn't do it.
They're egoistic.
So you say that there were no teachers coming, right? The government was giving something that was not reliable. It was not sustainable. Now today there is a vivid reality and evidentially proven that the teachers are on the ground to provide the services for the Liberian people. It was commendation. So let's give it out. Let's give a tap on the backs of the government.
Titi,
Anyway.
I have a philosophy of the last 12 years.
Okay.
From the education perspective, they sentimentally sent over 500 persons to Harvard University, Oxford, Cambridge, and put over 150,000 Liberians out of high school. Yes, simple. They cherry pick who they wanted to send overseas, but they deliberately messed the school system up.
But that is what I said.
Putting hundreds of thousands of young Liberians out of school, but sending over 500 of their own people to Cambridge and come back here today and claim that they are the true entitlement of Liberia,
Exactly.
so that they must be.
Exactly.
That is why they carry themselves the way they carry themselves,
Yeah.
because they believe that going to school in America is
They're
not a
far
bad
better.
thing, yeah. But you can't come to Liberia, you can come from Liberia because others haven't
Prepare me here.
had an opportunity to go to America to school, and you assume that you're the most prepared and most educated person. Education is not all about book.
No.
The way you treat people, the way you
The
manage
intelligence that you express.
Expressed intelligence.
the way you manage people. You had an opportunity. You didn't manage people well. You didn't manage the country well.
Correct.
And you come back and all you do is throw jabs. Because that is all I see people doing right now. Throwing jabs at other people. And if you don't support them, then you don't know anything. And you must be out of your mind not to support them. Why will you support a president who doesn't know anything? A president who doesn't know anything, is bettering your educational sector. A president the health system under a president is far better than it was under you, who know everything and have all of the international support. So how do we describe your education?
But Joseph Boakai benefited educationally under the Tubman Thomas administration, but refused in the last 12 years to allow Lofa
Exactly.
to benefit on Madam Salif. This is the irony of the kind of politics that they play in this country.
This is the irony of it.
He benefited both locally, internationally from
I like that.
the Talbot and Tubman's administration, but refused to allow the people of Lofa County to benefit in the last 12 years from Madam Salif's administration. Go see the school system in Lofa at the point in time. They were barely Lofa Multilateral High School, the only high school in that county, was ruined by the war, damaged. He was vice president. It is this administration, President Weah, who rehabilitated that school from scratch. Guess what? He didn't stop there. And he added a 21st century TVET institution just in the same compound. You know what he says? When you do dedication, when you graduate from high school, don't worry to go Monrovia anywhere.
Just
If
right.
you can't go to college, stay where you will be capping up, masonry, whatever you want to do, just stay and do it. That is a visionary leader.
And you will say that
He could not do it, but he called President Weah a football player. We prefer the football player that is educating Liberian people than a scholarly elder that has refused to educate our people.
And he claims that he wants to.
You think we want to have our people consistently in educational ignorance? No. You think we're happy to have a few? It's just like a bad teacher who's in the classroom. He gives a test. Only 5% pass.
And he carries himself.
They say, I'm a good teacher. That is United Party mentality. That's the mentality there. They don't want to honor people to raise above the bar. And we can't allow that anymore. The people are tired. They're tired.
That is why, we have that clip here where Ambassador Boakai says that, he will cut down the civil servants because he is making room for the people who
from 500 to 100.
Yeah, the people who were sent abroad by the Unity Party who support him to come and work. So Liberians who are here, they don't have, the credentials to work in the government. It's sad, but again, we're going to elections. That decision will be for Liberians to make, because most of the people who work in this government are people who are just around here, not, people from abroad. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against Liberians who are abroad, but even the government where we work, right? If we're here at ELBC, if anybody leaves from ELBC, maybe somebody is retired or somebody is fired from here, you have to look from within. If you can find anybody from within to assume that position, then you can find somebody from outside. But the Unity Party mentality will be, okay, so we've come and we have to downsize people and bring the people who went to America or Australia or wherever who supported us to come and work.
Yep.
That is it. And it's sad. It's
Sad
really,
mentality.
really sad.
Very sad.
So I think we should move to
Yes,
something else.
let's speak to the folks there somewhere on the Japan's freeway, right? Yes, let's speak with them, and then we.
So
move
we can be talking about endorsement.
Yes.
So far, so good. When campaign was launched, or when campaign was declared open by the National Elections Commission, it was the next day. Senator-elect Wezanga Finlay endorsed.
No. It wasn't. I think it was 2 days after.
I beg to differ.
What's that?
The day President Senator-elect
It was the same day the president gave his speech at the party headquarters on the same day.
It was on Wednesday,
the
right?
same day of the endorsement.
So Tuesday was the
Officially,
it was
yeah.
officially announced officially
NEC
on
or
Tuesday.
tally results or announcement, and on Monday
On
Tuesday, and then on the same Tuesday they made the announcement for the opening of campaign officially.
And on Wednesday,
Western guy endorsed the president.
of course. Then on Thursday,
either
were endorsed His Excellency.
On Friday, and then today
we saw the president with Henry Costa, and there are so many endorsements.
And the ALP, the ALP is already gearing.
The ALP is to speak the National Day, Liberia. What are you
I
calling it?
don't think this is the name, because this party did not feel any presidential candidate, but the party had senatorial and legislative candidates. Is it the end?
I think Minister Sano, who's going to speak to us, because he was a formative member of this whole endorsement activity. He and Bwaka Fofana and Sekou Kalasco was there today. So if either of them are listening, I know we're going to call Minister Sano, but if Sekou too can call in, or Bwaka, that's going to be good, because they also clothed with the whole formation of this endorsement idea by that party.
Okay, so let me try. Oh, okay.
I mentioned Lofa Multilateral, one of the callers there. One of the viewers say there are many high schools. I'm telling this man, many high schools in Lofa. I'm telling this man, the only major public high school you want to tell me what I know.
Obviously,
we don't just talk on here because we want to talk. We're not talking about private schools.
Okay, Minister Sana is on the line. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Titi Jibro, and good evening, Mr. Thomas.
Good evening, sir. Good evening to you. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you tonight?
I'm good.
Is it? Tell us the name of this party, the exact name of this party, because I was going through all of the parties participating in the presidential elections. I didn't see this name on the list.
Yeah, he did not see the name on the list because the party did not see a candidate for president.
Okay.
And that's why you're talking today.
Parties the names for candidate, become president and vice president.
Okay.
So this party was certificated last year. New Development Party is headed by Musa A. Sharif.
Okay.
It seated more than 4 representative candidates throughout the country. Musa A. Sharif, who is the chairman and founding chairman, ran for this district 2 on his party's ticket. He came third, and he won over 8,000 votes according to NEC records.
Okay.
So he, along with schools of his partisans and other well-wishers, formally endorsed the re-election of His Excellency Dr. George Manuel Weah. And I did attend the program right after the Friday prayer, and the program was hugely attended. And this young man, Musa A. Sharif, has been doing a lot of things in District 2. Yeah, Monserrato. He has a clinic. He has soap making company, and he has empowered many women or mothers. So he has a huge following. And he said today during the endorsement program, he decided to endorse President Weah re-election for the country in the last 6 years since he took over.
Okay.
The wide payment of fire fees, empowering our youth, the one who are educated, those who stood by him. He made one statement that very carried me, that President Weah is someone who always compensates those who have stood by him from time past. It was time for God to good. So now the race is between Joe Barker and Dr. George Weah. He, as Musa Sharif and his party, sat down and looked at the records of the 2%. They decided to endorse President Weah. And during the endorsement program, his party officials say, we believe in our leader. Where he goes, everyone will follow.
So I'm going to ask you this question because I live in District Number 2. I know District Number 2 is highly a unity party district, and I can't miss my words on that. And how does he intend to go into the trenches, and campaign for President Weah? Did he consult his constituents, or he did it on his own?
On the huge attendance today, one can conclude that yes, he did a lot of consultation with the members and supporters. I can say that for sure. And when I got information yesterday, I placed call to him, and he told me, big brother, tomorrow, which is today, we are endorsing President Weah's re-election. And you will see the membership that will turn out tomorrow. This young man has lived in this district for over 10 years. He has impacted the lives of many people. He has a huge following. District 2 has 61, myself I live here, been here since 2006, 61,000 registered voters. 61,000 registered voters. Similarly speaking, the Muslim community, the Mandingos, are one of the largest groupings in the district.
Totally agree with you.
Yeah. And most of these people see Musa Sharif as their arrowhead, and they follow him. And what he's doing, we are also doing a similar thing. Like today, there are 2 endorsements.
Okay.
I did not arrive on the scene because we had 2 into 1, so I can't define myself. So Minister Baker Fofana from Mecca, Senior Aide, Special Aide Kalasco Damaro to the President, attended another one in District 13.
Okay.
In there's a place they call Nigerian Chef, opposite the place, Nigerian Chef Fee.
Okay.
And that opposition was graced by the city representative who was re-elected, Papi Sumo.
Okay.
All one knew as Carol Green because they're a district. And there's a group they call Madingo Women Association in Liberia in support of President Weah's free election and other youth. So when I left from where Musa Siri had endorsement, I moved there and I was lucky. I was there like 45 minutes before the hour program could end. I saw a huge number of Muslim women and youth who are all members of the community, and they decided to support President Weah's free election. So today, there was a huge endorsement from our community today on Smyrna Drive. Meanwhile, tomorrow again, there's another huge endorsement again at MVTC. And these endorsements are done by separate groups. I repeat, are done by separate groups. One group is not attending more than one endorsement. These are since I live here. I know them.
So what group is endorsing is doing endorsement tomorrow? What is the name of the group?
I can't be exact. I talked to Mr. Nuhu Kene. Nuhu Kene is a staunch member of the CPP. He campaigned for Alexander Cummings. He also campaigned for Musa Bedite's election in Nimba. But they said now CPP is out. They have done it while they're waiting for CPP official statement. They, the youth of the CPP, they believe wholeheartedly and sincerely that since their men did not get the best person they can throw their weight behind is our man, Dr. George Manuel. So that tomorrow again, anytime after 2 o'clock by God's power, another program will be held at MVTC. So what we're trying to do, Titi, and the other guy in the studio, why your name, please?
Washington.
Okay, I'm sure I'm older than him, and my young brother.
Yeah.
We try to change the narratives on Simala Drive. Simala Drive has 5 districts. District 13, District 14, District 11, District 12, and District 2, and part of District 5. So we try to make sure on the 14th of November 2023, the paradigm can change within that time, and we are getting to the voters. We are working from community to community, speaking on microphone, telling them this is the reason we want our members to vote for President Weah's re-election.
Okay, let me ask you this final question. I don't know whether any of my colleagues want to ask you, but that's my final question to you. I heard you say that the endorsement tomorrow, the person who's behind it is somebody who supported the CPP and is a staunch member. Yeah, he's a staunch member of the CPP. And some young people in the CPP are now waiting for their standard bearer to make a decision, but they're already going ahead and taking a side. That tells you that, with or without, you as the head endorsing anybody, there are people in your party, they're already going ahead making decisions. But the main question is, ALCOP, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think I saw a post from you that says that you're one of the founding members of ALCOP. What do we know about ALCOP? Which way are they going? The way I see now that most of most of you in those districts you've called are doing separate endorsements. What does it speak?
Let me tell you exactly what I know.
Okay.
Senior members of all the Nigerian Coalition Party, ACOP for short, have confided in me a desire to go our way. Our way is the CDC way. But they are waiting for a statement to be made by the arrowhead of the party, Alhaji Hussein S. Kamara.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Correct.
Yeah,
And what
sure.
he told me is they are waiting between now and Thursday of next week. If the party can come and make a decision to determine what side they're going, they will go their way under the law. Everybody has his right to decide who to vote for based on competence and qualification of the candidate.
Correct.
Okay.
I said and I repeat, 1996, excuse me, when ACO was formed, I was part and parcel of the party, but I'm no more part of it. But the authorities of ACO, senior members of ACO are my friends.
Okay.
I'm a police, they confide in me. I don't speak for the party, but I know the reception I have got from them, they send of us.
Okay.
I've talked to the chairperson, I've talked to the senior members. They said they want to make a united statement. But there's a time to that united statement. If that time reaches and there's no statement, they will make a decision, and that decision will be in our people.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sanad.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Minister. So we don't have any other question from our end.
No question.
Thank you.
Okay, so Minister Jurasana works at the Ministry of Information, Culture Affairs, and Tourism, but he put it right?
Correct.
It's with all of these endorsements, because that district, I know, is a hugely,
Unity Party populated district.
not Unity Party per se. I know when ARCOP launched,
Even August, it's a competition. Even ACOP has a lot of people there too as well.
too many.
many.
When they launched,
The Muslim community.
community in that
They have one guy, Kamal Musa. He won in one of the districts along that place.
the past representative, the representative before in the 52nd 52nd legislature, he won our district. He was there before, and he's a member of the Muslim community.
Yeah.
He won district number 2. But my thing is, the Muslim community has a huge following.
Densely populated.
In that area. And so we all know that ACOP came fourth to
Appleton.
to Appleton. So and these are people who, when their leaders say, let's go this way, they follow their leader. But mind you, also not everyone. Sometimes, because again, you are not, in the competition. I can follow you because you're in the competition. If you're out, I can make my decision.
Yes.
So, but it's good when the head says we're going this way. It's an advantage to the party they're going with. So it's good news for CDC. We hear, but up to now we haven't heard, besides the endorsement by Tiawan Gonglo to the Unity Party. And that endorsement, that Tiawan Gonglo, Councillor Gonglo, is not the politician that we know in Liberia. We know that his sister, Edith Gonglo Ware, is the politician and the one who can compete with Senator Prince Johnson in Nimba County. She supported her brother, and he got some very good votes from Nimba County. But she has decided now to support, the Coalition for Democratic Change. So those people who she encouraged to vote for her brother will also be going her way. Last night we heard one of the callers from
our mother has spoken,
who says our mother has spoken and we're going to follow her. So it tells you that even that endorsement that the Unity Party got from Tiawan Gonglo, it doesn't assure him that they're going to get all of the votes that Tiawan Gonglo, Councillor Gonglo got in the first round. So far so good, unless you've heard that the Unity Party has gotten any endorsement.
No, not to my knowledge, but so let's look at a little bit this conversation we just had with Minister Sano. Let me dissect the Islamic group first. The Mandingo people, they're tribally inclined to the point that they have a pattern of respect as it relates to the elders. When an elder speaks, they listen. It becomes law and gospel. That is the reason why before you become an elder in a Mandingo community, you must have been groomed through all of the different activities and rights that positioned you for that. I think you listened last night to an imam that called. As a matter of fact, if he's listening, we did submit his request to Senator Joseph. So we're hopeful that perhaps maybe he's reached out to them, or he will in subsequent time, because he's still campaigning. But once these endorsements are coming from their arrowheads, it is obvious that bulk of the people
Yeah. So
she was commandeering.
yes. So
Okay, so at the end of the day, if she's coming,
to say, look, let's go.
Also, you're following along.
You gotta follow.
the same thing. If the same thing that's happening now to different endorsements. So we just need to keep, and from what I'm seeing, Titi, there's going to be a lot of great endorsements in the cheap way for the president, because I think what happened during the first rounds of the elections was that a lot of political parties had to sit and look at the game being played while they were doing a mathematical analysis in terms of what to look for. Now, when it came down to just two parties, they did a full dissection of the different activities between Party A and Party B. They look at Party A, which is United Party, and say, what can we find that makes sense in terms of supporting these people? One, here is a vice standard bearer who only promotes himself in the presence of the standard bearer. He travels from county to county and calls himself a Joseph and says that they should vote for him. This is a standard vice standard bearer who is not a team player. A lot of people are sitting and watching, saying, no. If success is on the basis of team playing, and we have one person who keeps calling himself a Joseph, whereas the person who is the face of the party that we're supposed to be following is key, then they're different counties.
There's a red flag.
Exactly. Then they're different counties. Then the standard bearer county has been a county where he has been gifted with the people's consent in terms of supporting him, but for the last 12 years they were neglected. So they have been having second thoughts for party 2 with regards to the kind of implementation in terms of development.
And to add insult to injury, they haven't even won elections, but they have a proposed cabinet.
That is the formation of the Cambridge boys, the Harvard University boys. You just the Notre Dame, the Yale, all of that.
You already know that's a disaster. Correct. Already waiting to happen.
So that calculation now, so those who the sort of endorsements you're seeing, it's on the basis of look. Then they've seen the arrogance. They've seen the level of violence being perpetrated. They've seen the threats that's been coming forward by these different political actors under the same party. The Standard Bearer comes up and say that if these elections are rigged, this becomes the end of Liberia.
We'll go there.
They supporting MDR or elder comes up and say that if these elections don't go our way, we're going to introduce Arab Spring. Liberians are calculating, defining what is the Arab Spring, what's the meaning of end Liberia. If we allow these people to take the stand, the pedestal, without doing anything, they're already threatening us.
You can imagine.
We can. So many people are going in the way of Party B. Why? Party B came into Lima. Party B did X, Y, and Z that wasn't done before. Did our roads, upgrade our university, provide opportunities for our young people. Went to Lofa County, did similar things. Today, despite the Lofa multilateral, Party B is building the first of its kind STEM school in Lofa.
Why you don't talk about the hydro in Lofa?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Party B is also introducing, for the first time in the history of Lofa, a mini hydro through a public-private partnership.
I saw all the poles in foyer.
Correct.
In foyer.
Correct.
The light poles.
Yes. Party B is saying that in as much as you live in these rural communities, but you deserve the development that are in the urban space. So they are saying if Party B can bring us electricity, if we having clean pipeline water, if our children are going to school at an affordable rate, if our 12th graders YF fees are being paid, if our sons and daughters that graduate from high school are going to universities without paying the tuition we paid yesterday, why am I going to take an A party that is already suppressing our freedom of movement, that has done nothing, that whose Standard Bearer, who VSB is already calling himself president? Like Prince Johnson said, you listen to the audio. Prince Johnson said Jeremiah Cole will be the one doing the work. So these ideas are bringing more endorsements to the table for President Weah on the basis of his tangible, or the plenty talking and the threats that people are receiving. So in the coming days, you're going to be seeing more endorsements. All the things they do on Facebook are just political chicaneries that are just intended to sway the attention of the people. But the people are already, like we said this morning, the Liberian people are aware. They know who the leader is. And when the time comes between you and I, it's just a ball game between two persons now. You will see how massively President Weah is going to whip a united party.
You know, the sad thing about it is you talk about the arrogance in their thought about people who don't support them. By the time the pictures of President Weah and Henry Costa surfaced on Facebook today, you can imagine, if you're on Facebook, then you already know what I'm talking about.
I saw it.
I think it has, like I said last night, the endorsement from Senator-elect Bezenga Finley and Edith Gongo, where, it shocked the Unity Party. And even today just made it worse for them because they were out of words and they came back. The only reinforcement they came back with was to call Costa names, right? But then again, if you are who you are, you are just who you are. You are condemning Costa, for supporting President Weah, and you call him names. This is the same Costa you paraded with. But you expect that people should hail you for keeping Stanton Witherspoon, who sits in America and says the worst about this government.
A fraudulent mayor for that matter.
Yeah.
Who frauded the U.S.
The health
system in America.
And he has been charged. This is a man who will give people fake certificates to go and treat other people.
Made millions of dollars.
Yes. In America, you say
risking the lives of Americans.
Yes, risking the lives of other people. You give people fake document. I'm not a nurse. You give me a fake document and I go in the hospital because when I'm my credentials say that I'm qualified, I will get a job. and you risk people's life. You sit there and you say the worst about President Weah when you're the worst. But this is the person who the Unity Party wines and dines with. Prince Johnson was the worst person when he collaborated
with the
CDC. But you're collaborating with him now.
You hoisted placards all at the UN General Assembly calling for war crime court so that Prince Johnson could go.
But here you are, Prince Johnson.
The irony of deception. Yeah. That's it right there.
And who is the head of this ticket? Because everybody will portray, former Vice President Joseph Boakai as this statesman.
This man of integrity. And experience.
How do you do business with Stanton Witherspoon? How do you do business with convicted? No, he's not convicted yet, right? Well, what is the right word? I'm not a lawyer.
The man is but next month
he's not convicted yet.
So, but it's not an allegation anymore.
Yeah,
but next month
the man
he should be going to jail.
The man he has pled guilty though.
Exactly. So it means that his conviction, his verdict, his verdict is going to be passed in November. His fate will be decided in November. But for now, under the U.S. laws, his rights as a normal citizen has been taken from him straight.
Yeah.
There are certain proximities he can't venture in.
But the Unity Party standard bearer does business.
But wasn't the same Unity Party standard bearer who told me and you on an interview that when he came to Maria was a small goat and he salted the goat and that goat got swollen and he sold that goat for something more than that. So it tells you the idea.
Yeah, but because that's the way they carry this.
That's desperation.
Yeah, they carry him as this man who is a statesman who is the best thing that has ever happened to Liberia.
People don't truly love Stanton. They're only milking Stanton.
Yeah, but they're milking him. But you can't tell me that you're a good person, but you're in bed with a very bad person.
Do you expect any different?
And you say you're going to rescue Liberia. How do you do business with people who have a character that is so bad?
After 2017, this OCA philosophy that former Vice President Boakai brings up, this OCA was dominantly packed. It was people like Henry Costa, the Yeke Koluba,
who revived
this Unity Party. It was packed and very dusty. There was nothing left for that car. Costa became a new mechanic who decided to service this car and put it back up on the road. When this car was serviced, before it started to have a traction of passengers started to get on board. Some of the passengers that got on board were corrupted, but the conductor and the chauffeur persisted that do business with them. Then to pay the mechanic now what the mechanic asked them to pay, they refused. Instead, they started calling the mechanic a criminal, call him names. Nowadays, if you notice, Representative Koluba has reduced his level of utterances in the public. He's fatigued about some of the things these guys are doing. So
I think what shocked him is the list, the proposed cabinet.
But he was right too.
He didn't play with them.
That doesn't make any sense. But even Yeke, they've insulted him before. These guys are people. The moment you turn away from them, the moment you see the light, they show you who they are. If Vice President Boakai used to go to the US, Costa would go in the kitchen and prepare food, spend his own money. UA was spending money for Lone Star to keep him up every single month. Wasn't the same Vice President Boakai who came up on radio and said that UA had over 15,000 men planted around most of our country to cause uproar, oust the government? It's wrong. Yeah. It's wrong. So, but the thing is, Liberians are already aware now.
We are into this endorsement conversation.
It's the same thing.
Yes, and
so the ALP is speaking on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you're in the direction.
The publication has been made by Henry today after the meeting with the president, and but the endorsement. You see, a lot of people are confused when it comes to the multiple endorsement in just a short period of time. And not only, I want people to sense what is happening. Not only endorsement, but we're looking at the political characters and figures that are associated with these endorsements. Now, here is it. Just within a short period of time, like Daniel was saying, the people who are making these endorsements are weighing between the leadership capacity and ability of the two people, and they are choosing. Other people may say, oh, these endorsements are from the otherwise. That is your perception. But the Liberian people, the ordinary people, these political gurus and whoever that are doing these endorsements, they're doing it based on deduction. They use their deductive reasoning to do this endorsement. Now, here is it. Put the Unity Party on the template and put the CDC on the template. You've given the Unity Party 12 years to lead a democratic leadership. Now, what happens to the educational system in the country? If you take a macroscopic, analysis on what happened, the 12-year leadership in the country when it comes to education, and you compare that to what is happening now with education, somebody has a point there. You go to the health sector, somebody has a point there. You go to all of the different sectors, see what is happening in the country right now. You have a lot of playground projects, what we call the parks. We have these things going around. So if you see people giving their support, and you look at Unity Party having, political solidarity and relationship with other, politicians and all of that, these people are telling you that, hey, the relationship with Unity Party cannot be substantial because these people cannot live up and they cannot own up to their promises and their commitments that they will make to you only because they are egotistic. That is it. So, Henry Costa today, like Daniel was saying, Henry Costa, Henry Costa was the biggest voice, and he said he was doing all of that for Joe Boakai, the former vice president Boakai, but Boakai greeted him with the worst thing that he could ever imagine, that this Henry, who is the fundraiser for former Vice President Boakai, this Henry, who is the one arranging the former Vice President trip to America to do all of his small things. And this is the same Henry who displayed a communication between he and the former Vice President Boakai, that I have been informed, Henry, that you have a sinister motive and you want to kill me. You understand? So Henry got very, very, very disappointed. He was mad with what came out of the message sent to him by the former Vice President Joe Boakai. These are things that the people are saying. They're putting these two political parties because they're looking at the future of Liberia. If the future of Liberia lands in the hands of the Unity Party, the collaborators, those people who have collaborated with the Unity Party, they know exactly where the country is going. Those people who have collaborated with the CDC and they are maintaining their relationship with the CDC, they know exactly. So they're saying it is better that we go party B than to go party A, because when you go party A, this country is actually going back to the impoverished days, and we don't want it. So what we do, let's build around this party. This party is not perfect. It's not a saint. It's not a heavenly gathering. We are humans, but let's build around it, and let's make sure that the interest and the manifesto of this party is.
I'd rather be with the devil I know than the angel. But I always say that the devil say you already know what the devil has been into, but the person to give it all up for is President Weah.
Yep. Why
do I say so? You have not seen or heard people go around and say, the president is vindictive. But he hasn't shown that to the Liberian people like others have done. When you listen to Isaac Jackson, who worked with former Vice President Joseph Yumon Boakai, then you'll be like, wow. When you listen to Senator
now they're hitting Bob Jack.
Of course.
They're hitting Bob Jack now.
He tells you that the former vice president is one person who will keep grudge for everything. We heard this from Senator Snow as it relates to the former vice president,
former maritime boss James Colley,
the former maritime boss
James Colley,
father.
Yes,
And because of what happened between
you.
his father and the former vice president, he held it against Mr. Cummings.
You had the audacity to show James, or let's call it the letter
between
his father and him.
His father and him.
Can you imagine that?
Sad.
Yes. This is the same, former vice president who really made Henry Costa to cry.
Yeah. After the man finished facing Sarah for you in the kitchen,
he didn't
poison you.
He didn't poison you.
Then you say the man will kill you. Can you imagine
Nothing
that?
goes,
And
nothing goes, they don't take anything like
But I can't know become president of the country.
come back for you if you did something.
That's
to them.
summary execution.
Just to come here a minute.
Hold
Henry said
Hold it.
something.
Let her finish.
Henry said what?
Henry said something.
Mm-hmm.
Henry said when the Unity Party folks were pushed out and kicked out
He paid it
of their headquarters,
over $40,000
he raised over $60,000
and pay for them.
and paid for them.
Do you know what the former vice president said when he went to that party headquarters to speak? I was watching the program. He said there are some good people who pay for the.
Couldn't call Costa name.
He didn't call anybody name. He said
Exactly.
that I just want to thank
Hey, Chair, how the Chair call Jesus name?
who
An affirmation of what
paid-
Costa said.
who paid for us to be here. I watched that program
You seen
that
it?
day. You pay, but you pay. My thing is about paying back. That is why I say the person who we should give it up for is President Weah, because if you look at everything that has happened, he does not pay back the way you compare him to former vice president Joseph Yuman Bwaka in the Collins case, in the case with the CPP. He dragged Cummings. To test, he testified against Alexander Cummings. But this is the same vice president who went to Alexander Cummings to ask him to support him for the second round.
Gratitude.
You are vindictive. You pay people evil for evil.
Yeah.
But yet,
Evil for good. People to you, we pay the evil for good.
that is the right
Exactly.
thing. Yeah, you pay people evil for good. You will not allow anything to slide.
No.
With everything that Henry Costa has done to
I
President
would have said
Weah,
the same thing.
with everything,
The president embraced him without even a second thought that the president says Liberia is my son. I
and
will accept him.
nobody can tell me that it's because of elections.
No. President
I
Weah
would
can
say
win this
no.
election without Costa.
I would say no,
Yeah.
because when the thing happened with Costa going through Sierra Leone and what have you, who called Costa back and said, let bygone be
The
bygone?
president.
You don't have to.
Were we having elections when that
Oh
happened?
no.
It took a President Weah to, because you are the president, he carried himself as the president for the nation. There are other presidents here who wouldn't say that about them.
No.
Because if you did something to them, trust me,
If you have been Bwaka at summary execution, I can tell you that for free. Because with the level of grudge,
Senator Johnson, it's not only President Weah who talks about the good, but everybody who has, encountered President Weah and Senator Prince Johnson and know their, the relationship they have will tell you how
grateful.
nice and beyond nice the president has been to Senator Prince Johnson. What does he do? He pays him back evil, and he says the worst about the president. Does the president go after him?
In the
No.
last 5 years, every birthday of Senator Johnson, the president visited him, preparing gifts, and always recognized Senator Johnson. There was never a time that he ever wanted anything done for Nimba, and the president placed him on hold.
What does he do now? What is he doing now?
This is the man who is tribalizing and also spoiling the president name beyond repair. But Liberians are conscious.
Is the president going after
No.
him? No. Will the president go after him?
No.
Because he's a man of peace. That is something, people have to look at. I mean, every day we hear, somebody, I was speaking with somebody, last night, and I was listening to the Cyrus Pat show, and there is a guy, he was a former, ELBC worker, and he talked about, he's coming from the States, right? And he says, I'm glad I'm here because the development I see,
Yep.
I'm excited about that. Because when you're over there, the only thing you see on Facebook is all the worst about Liberia, and nothing good is happening.
I said it on a radio show the other day.
And nothing good is happening
The
yet.
picture
In the
paint.
words of the opposition.
Yeah.
But when you come back to Liberia, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
It's just a sad story that because you want to clinch onto power and you want to come back to power by fire, by force, and you will do anything to spoil the reputation of your country. And you think that is a good thing to do. It's just sad.
But Titi, whoever told you that Rwanda do not have an opposition? But when you go on Google and you Google the word Rwanda, the first thing, and you click on image, the things you see about Rwanda, you're never going to see.
Want to go there.
You're never going to see anything about a war that happened that took all the lives of 500,000 people. But guess what? Take your phone now and Google Liberia.
How big here?
Every day,
So you have
we as Liberians, especially the opposition, they paint a very bad picture of our country, a country that they want to lead. Why do you think the president is prioritizing electricity? It's because President Weah wants to leave Liberia in an industrialized state before he leaves power. When industries come to Liberia, like Rwanda, like Uganda, those places, and we're producing our own products as a nation, it keep our people in the hinterlands where they are, and they work the air and they develop their communities. Why he's doing that? They are basically putting on Facebook dangerous names and activities of our country, on grounds that they are the only alternative to this country. Look, you see, the Costa, all of us have had a political history. Political science is the only science whose formula is not fixed. Just like unlike the quadratic equation ax plus by equals c, the same find x, right? Guess what? In political science, in politics, you can set up all your formulas and activities here and say, I will arrive at this. Guess what? In the end, one single variable will change the entire pattern of the formula, and you will get a whole different result. In fact, that will even frustrate you. Look, when Costa decides to support somebody, I have known Costa since 2008. You know when we became very close? Well, 2011, when I was a special assistant June Macy, when Winston Tubman came to Liberia, went for Liberia, he and McGill, and later when Tubman joined the CDC, Costa was Winston Tubman's special assistant as well. So we were always collaborating. His sincerity in terms of working for who he believes in. Costa can do any damage to anybody for a particular person he believes in. When he turns against you, forget it done. So when I see these people, also Yue has got a history with CDC. Okay, there were political differences, but he never heard the president one day going after Honorable Yue. Not one single day. And I used to always tell some of my colleagues in studio, I say, listen, politics is politics. But that means Yue, for me, I would not get on Facebook or say anything negative about this man, because I've seen 2011 how he supported this party hugely. He and the president had a very strong relationship, like father and like son. Politics in Liverpool, but it's not to the point where they could tear. During the COVID-19, on behalf of the president, you were encouraged by what dividing sanitary materials, in as much as they had the differences. So what Costa did for Unity Party, to see them today on Facebook tearing him apart. This was a man who would sit 4-5 hours on his platform raising money for the very party.
Absolutely.
This is a man who quietly, when the woman is not very well, he will take him away
and shoulder that
responsibility.
Make sure that he finds the money to make sure that he's okay.
And today, this is the man that they are allotting dubiousness to only because he decided to take a side. President, we have said, I've told people, with or without Costa, the president can still make a significant impact. But guess what? This president said, and he has proven, he is the president for all Liberians. Even if Columbus comes today,
yes, why he did that to Columbus before the same person who ran back.
They met. So for me, I'm not surprised at what they're doing. They're desperate. This is a party with no agenda, and a huge desperation. They're not getting anywhere.
It's sad because they've gone underground today.
Yeah, like Daniel
gradually demising.
Yes, like Daniel is saying, I think these people who have once participated with the Unity Party, they are now starting to sense and to know where exactly the Unity Party will go. Now, wherein a Henry Costa, a Benin Ayuri, and all of these people spend their tens of thousands of dollars. And if you pay keen attention, follow across that post just some hours ago. It's almost like war of words now. But the Unity Party folks, they're attacking him. They have suddenly forgotten. They have suddenly forgotten, this young man and his tenacity.
No, they have not forgotten. The same thing they did to Senator Johnson.
So, in gratitude,
that's the same thing they will do to the Liberian people.
Yeah.
Put them in power today, and the next thing
They'll start going after people.
Of course.
Exactly.
They'll do.
In gratitude, these people have realized, the former, collaborators with the Unity Party have realized that entrusting the Unity Party with the country will be a detrimental decision for the Liberian people.
But when you get UP you can get jobs.
And with all of these people, see where the idea came from. The idea came from with the formulation of the CPP, when they were going into that constitutionality process, wherein they say, if you're not a CPP member, we will not give you job. That idea came from one of these political institutions. You understand? It came from one of these political institutions. This was the same political party that on whose watch the CPP got divided.
And the eldest person who according to Liberians, is the most experienced, the most. You see the contradiction?
Yeah.
Imagine the man's experience was able to defy a conglomeration,
small coalition
that elected and made Geelong senator.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He defied it.
So
they didn't know. They didn't know the effect,
you talk about experience,
the power, and the sagacity, the small coalition came with. The strength. You understand? The strength. All of them came with. So what is it? Look, let us pay gratitude for gratitude. Let's pay kindness for kindness. This is not been observed nor seen with the Unity Party. So all of these people are now taken back, and the country has reached to a major crossroad that we are about to deliver the country to a certain group of people. Let's continue in the path of peace. Let's continue the way this country is going. Yes, President Weah is not a heaven sent president.
He's not a prophet.
So let's rally around this man. Since we have already discovered the attitude and the intrinsic nature of former Vice President Joe Barker, let us tell the Liberian people that this is not the appropriate way to go.
But they don't have anything to offer. In fact, that is why they're running around here with kush all day.
Yes.
That's the only thing you have to say when you yourself, bro, kush and Italian white and everything in this country. The only person who has tried to make sure that, that thing when it's brought into this country, you will not be built out, but you will stay in jail if you're there, you will rot in there. That the president you say brought push into this country.
But Titi,
where is your message to the Liberian people?
Thank you, my darling. But Titi, let me ask you something. Why will Madam Salif, Madam Salif, who nominated Barker as a vice president, will refuse, even during 2017, to give us for full support? Even while this Omar was president, he and a few colleagues were undermining her repeatedly. Her son, Howard Salif, Charles Della, CBO, they suffered massively against other people. The internal attacks were many. They will go to America and tell people when Barker become president, we will persecute Ellen. Her children will forget it. We will put it away, just the way Chucky is away. And the old man will hear these things. Imagine somebody giving you, just imagine you say there is a fire outbreak in your house. You run to your neighbor and you ask your neighbor for assistance. The neighbor goes to assist you to out the fire. Guess what? You try to push this neighbor in the fire.
Yeah.
The neighbor is helping you. So Madam Salif look at this whole thing. They said already President Weah, this young man, has got a consensus of Liberian people. Let me just move my hand behind the man. In the poll, Weah. But I can't support Barker. She wasn't wrong. The most certain president when they were on. Have you ever heard of former Vice President Barker taking any blame of things that happened in the Salif administration? He will not take the good ones,
And
right?
he said they squandered opportunities. The thing is, he thought he was saying that so that people can, gravitate towards him. Like you're not
Sympathy.
a part of, you always want to buy sympathy from the people. The sad thing is, you haven't had a legacy.
No.
With all of the years you've spent in government, we can't show anything. You can't show anything to say, this is your legacy. This is what you did for this group of people. This is what you did in Lofa County. This is what you did in Bone County. This is your legacy. Because if we will entrust you with this country, let us know what you've done before. The place you live. For 12 years, there was no electricity. You're the only person, you were the, how they call it? The one army.
The blind. The one made a king.
Yes. It's about you, me, myself, and I. So how did the Liberian people benefit from your, your work?
Imagine a country produce a vice president and the people happy. But this vice president only choose to live in Monrovia.
Yeah, he lives in Monrovia. Whatever happens there,
you don't care.
He really doesn't care about that.
What is the
Ami Mo Titi will be, vice president for a country. And then the county I come from.
The country receives you well.
That pride you will carry, that pride.
Yes. To make sure that when I leave office, my people will say, yes, this county produced a vice president.
Well, let's go back to Lufa.
What are we going there for?
I'm coming.
Former Vice President Boyka said he's not going back to Lufa if the roads remain the way they are.
Let's carry our discussion back to Lufa.
We can carry it back because
they are talking
there for him to
they are preaching something. You understand? They are preaching something.
What are they preaching?
They are preaching that the Lufians should see reason because former Vice President Boyka that their son. You understand?
So the 12 years ago, eh?
I come in. You understand where we go? That their son. Now these people, that their son. But these people, just the way former Vice President Boyka deserves a better life, they also deserve a better life.
Look at what Thomas Vala is doing.
You understand? They deserve it.
Let most when they change the lives of people.
They deserve a good house.
You see the structure that man put over there.
Like, 3 years.
What?
They deserve it. You understand? So we can entrust you, right? Give you, bring you to the political limelight, give you the riches, and then you stay here. You be a Monrovia-based vice president.
We should open the lines now.
Yes, yeah, we will soon open the line.
We still got 2 minutes.
We got 4 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, no problem. So you can be a Monrovia-based vice president.
It's not a bad thing. He's a vice president. You can be in Monrovia. It doesn't stop you from working in your county.
But that's what I'm saying.
President of the Senate.
Your mentality is situated in Monrovia.
Country.
You're not reflecting back to where you come from.
You know, guys. You see Clarence Monima. You see Edward Bien Kessely. His son, that ran Marita. Do you know why Madam Salif supported those two people?
She paying back.
Good. Their fathers were instrumental in the lives of the Lofian people. The political understanding they had in that relationship, they carry from top administration to top down to door. She made her responsibility to mentor and guide these people. Have you seen them pay Mother Salif in gratitude? Okay. Now let me tell you something. You see, sometimes we, the tribal people in this country, Liberia has got a history, a big history. There were times we cry in this country that according to our people, the way back, the Congo people were not treated alright. We wanted a share in the pie. Tubman came, Tubman opened the floodgate, a lot of money came in, and they started to work in government, finding a way. They became slave masters over their own people. They turned to become, they became the oppressors now. Imagine you sitting in a corner, somebody call you, say you are going to be my vice running mate. Ellen's political history from the days of the progressive, just like Edith in Nimba, she was a female fighter. She stood her grounds. The world saw her. When Africa was almost colonized by almost all countries, these were the torchbearers. They were pushing the argument. When she became president, the least unexperienced Vice President will do is to build a foundation, a legacy that will drive him to continue, just like Tinubu and they are going Buhari. People got to build legacies
that wanted to come from the blue sky. You just jump there, right?
Most of them, it's like the Julius Caesar and the Brutus scenario.
If your Christmas will be good, we'll know from the eve. So what have you done for us to entrust you with power is a big question. You can't be telling us the thing that you feel to do better. Somebody is doing it. You say, look at the schools here. I drove all the way here to Bombing County. Look at the schools here. Like, seriously, when you were in power for 12 years and you didn't do anything, and the children were sitting on bamboo benches, and they're much better now. You say, look at the schools here. Nothing. Show us what you have done that will make Liberians, incite your base instead of just throwing jabs every day and telling people about kush that you brought here.
So let's go to the lines and take your views on 0880-514-096. 0880-514-096. Yeah. Let's take your views.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm Alex Smith, Oliver 77.
Maybe you need to lower the volume of the radio or television behind you, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm Alex Smith, Oliver 77.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, when it comes to this discussion, I would like to say very big thanks to everyone of you that is, we have Liberians, we have to learn from the past, because the people who came in to say they are rescue father and mother of this day, they've been in power before. Some of us, when our ROP, they saw that in power, and nothing good they will do for this country today that we can live from, for this country to be improved. But the just money we have is the one that putting our hearts more to development. You need to leave from Bond County to come in Monrovia.
What happens? Is that all?
Next day you'll not be able to walk because your back will be hurting, and also when you come in Monrovia, you will be in total darkness. The capital city of Liberia will be in total darkness. But today, the lack attention over the citizens of most of the country, and then they say that this government is not doing nothing. It's a shame to them. So I'm asking all my citizens of one country who listen to me right now, and people who don't listen to this radio, that they will be able to get a message.
Okay. All right. The people who are not listening, I don't hear it now.
Yeah, first we do have the one there.
We're good.
Yeah, this is the action couple from Israel this evening. Let me say thank you to.
The volume of your radio, please.
No, I'm not near the radio. We're on the room. I let the radio all over. I did better now. Okay, thank you very much, SPD. Let me say thank you to you people for the subject honor discussion. The poster endorsing President they are instant Americans. That's what they say. Because why poster did not come back to them and heal them after they praise him. Well, let me just advise us physician that will leave them on their Facebook issue discussing poster, and let's focus on what we can do, how we can do it to get our president back, that tomorrow our children will be paid, that tomorrow my little son in 6th grade will not pay school fee, that tomorrow all the good things that we saw in other people's country that we always see on the television, on TV and what have you, that it must come to this country. Only president we can bring it here, and we need it is time for all to unite and work together. Thank you very much for it. Okay. Are we killing here? Are we making? Hold on now. Hello?
Yeah, my name is Henry Police, and I'll call you from my police academy resident.
Let's hear you, Henry.
Go ahead, Henry.
Okay. First of all, I want to tell President, we are thank you for playing football and winning the Ballon d'Or. But yet then, Labrador national team have 80,000 annual budget. How can a footballing president feel in your own career and you're asking us to play this? Young people,
so you get serious. When you serious, don't call the radio talk.
So
we're talking serious. You can't talk about football business here. Go in your bag and go play football.
Daniel,
Put my mic on you.
Yeah, your mic is on.
You're not getting
You talking serious, you can't talk about football here. Joey, can lose out $10 million budget before you know you're serious.
So that Joey, I'm gonna go play the football.
You're trying to go to school that the market worker afford the school fees. Your parents and sisters are in the university library. Are you paying the school fee for them?
Let's go to
You get serious. Don't call the video.
Hello.
Oh, man.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
good evening, Sister. And let me say good evening to my brother Washington and Daniel.
Good evening, my brother. Sir.
This is the voice of Eric Taylor, allies behind the whole sedition, and this evening I phone from District 3 most of the country.
Okay, sir.
Let me say thank you very kindly for the conversation this evening. Daniel.
Yeah, bro.
The politics now is taking its actual shape within this runoff.
Yep.
And towards President Weah. And the reason is very simple. Because one of the major actors are aware that Ambassador Barker is good at letting people down. Maybe many of us we are quick to forget, but let me remind the listening audience. Few months ago, when the Unity Party was in a collaboration with the ANC, they were all saying law. But when it reached to the point that somebody needed an assistant ambassador, he let that person go, and that person was a raccoonist. This is the man that he testified against 6 good times in court.
Mm-hmm.
Another instance is with the Henry Costa issue, where he let him down, and at the end of the day, Mr. Costa referred to him as ungrateful Solomon Swan. These are factors that.
Thank you.
So we gotta be short. Caller. Hello.
Hello.
Let's hear you, caller. Your name and where you calling from.
Oh, this is Gilbert.
Hello. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, caller. If you using earpiece, use your regular phone. We can hear you.
Okay, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, this is Victor Agari calling from Vancouver County, Guam District.
Hey, Victor Agali, how you doing? How's Grateful today?
Very cool and kind.
Okay, let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah, thank you very much for the topic on the discussion there. And thank you for all the students there for what you're saying.
Okay.
So I probably not have nothing to say, but make you say to the civilian government, just be patient and let it happen. Then we see what to do to re-elect our president back again, that's all.
Thank you, my brother. Hello, caller.
Good afternoon.
Good evening to you, caller. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, who is that? Oh.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Emmanuel M. Super Jr.
Hey, email.
Yeah, my man.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, my man. Fire.
Yeah, thank you, man. I don't know. It's not speaking the orange line, you know. We have to spin ourselves and corner. We are using the orange circle. I think
that is struggle.
Always spinning yourself, but you don't put your point across.
You still on the line, but you still want.
I'm saying this for next time, man.
I'll get tomorrow. Open the orange line.
We'll manage it.
Yeah, thank you for the platform. Anyway, let me appreciate all of the endorsement coming from every other corner to come to the president. In this electoral time, the president's runoff, everyone vote counts, and we don't care about the triviality for the United Party that those people endorsing the president that vote. It's a minute one. We take it. If they were the ones that have been endorsed, they will absolutely take it. But what I want to say to the Liberian people, before leaving the line, is that between President George Weah and that of JNB, you are voting two presidents. One is someone who keeps emitting, want a person who is philanthropic, who is a goodwill person, who is a peace ambassador. When you vote person, you are voting for all the future development to turn Liberia into Rwanda, into Ghana. When you vote JMB, you are going to break the country down because JMB is going to put the person evidence to his hometown for that district.
Okay, Manuel. Okay, Manuel. I'm a witness to that. Thank you.
You gotta be swift now because
Manuel.
hello caller.
Hello.
Yeah, your name and where you calling from, and let's be swift, yeah, we got other people.
This is Lamo calling from Grand Theater this week, Georgia.
Hey, how's Sulu Whiskey today?
Thank God. You got it good.
Let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah, the issue. Yeah, thank you for the topic and discussion. Was very much advised at the hour and appeal to our vice president. Really, the number that we see from one country very not satisfied. My senator know to get it from one country. So they come around, we're appealing to them. You should work hard for the people to overcome one country. We are appealing to you. We like get our institution.
Okay.
They come around, we like get our feet. They must around the one country. Let's get our feet.
Okay.
He know what I was going to get.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Caller, hello.
Yeah, good evening. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you. Your name and where you calling from today?
Thank you. My name is Archie Sigwe, and I'm calling from Joy.
How is Sulu Whiskey? My man, let Sulu Whiskey, you're on fire today.
Well, we monitor it. We monitor
Okay.
it. You know, we following all of the discussion in studio.
Okay, let's hear you.
Yeah. What I want to say is that you're gonna try your best to talk, but you know what I'm looking at here is that I just want to tell you people that the heavy rain that fell for so many years, it did not fill up this drum. Is it the dew that will fill up the drum? So, you know, these people, they just wasting their time. And one thing I want to tell Prince Johnson is that chat is good for him. The time chat over here, you are not here. So let him wait. We're saying to chat let him and chat go facing each other.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Caller, walk away from your monitor, please. Walk away from your monitor. Yes. Yes, we hear you now.
Yeah. I walk away from the monitor already.
Okay, so let's hear you. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, I want to be thankful. I want to be thankful to the Almighty God.
Okay.
To the Almighty God. And one of God talking about July, not July, was the cause of the vote in one country. Like because of the political arena is not in one country, the people love the president. And the people are for me for one country. But I can assure you people that 50 people, even by Washington, one country will come out with huge amount of vote because Johnny Play is in that place.
Because we've seen it small. Thank you very much, yeah. Caller, hello.
Good evening.
Good evening to you. How's the weekend? Your name and where you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, we're hearing you. Good evening to you.
Yes, my name is Sophia Wabio calling from Soju, Nigeria County.
Wow, Sulu Whiskey is the hottest in the house tonight. How are you doing there today?
Very fine.
Okay, let's hear from you, my sister.
Yes, I want to say thank you for the show tonight. The show is very, very interesting. But you know, we are from the Southeast, we know good thing. Because during the 6th year of our president, the 6th year, the president never looked to us. If you come to look to us, when they are coming to say because he's from the Southeast,
yeah.
This is why all his development is going to the Southeast. And he focused on Lopa, Nima, Gom. So for us to know good things, now the president is coming to fix our world.
Yeah.
With
been crying for rule. And now he is coming to take our role. We cannot send our platform, our food with him. We will stand by him. We will do everything to make him the next president of our country.
Okay, thank you, my darling. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening to you. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, thank you. This is Sam Petra Agadi, calling for the second time for Grand Two County Bois District.
Hey, Big Agali. Yeah, yeah, my man, you enjoying the show, eh?
Yeah.
So you
Enjoying the show. Thank you.
So let me hear from you again. You forget about something?
One of the things I want to recommend to you to tell you is please, you only direct people to the next person, the actual account brand. Please, you want to see you must tell her the invalid voice, you must try to pull mechanical place for
They're not responsible.
education.
they may talking about civic education.
Okay.
She's responsible. That's true, yeah. That's
teach
true.
our people, eh?
She listening. She know. She said she will do something about it. She said she will do something about it.
Yeah, that's a cool point too. I thought you were just talking in general, but that's a cool point you made there. Caller, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good evening to you. Your name and where you calling from, sir?
Hello, calling for Stella.
Momo calling for Fiamma. How's Fiamma this evening?
Stella.
How's Fiamma this evening?
Stella.
Yes, how's Fiamma?
Man, go ahead, please. They're not. Go on the phone on the radio.
The
I on the radio outside.
Okay, so let's hear you now. Let's hear you.
You're in the radio behind you, then you say.
Hello, caller.
Good evening, how you doing, brother?
Good evening to you, my friend. How are you this evening?
Thank you. The name we need Catholic Nepal School. I do join you from Kigo Solomon District.
Talking. How you doing, boss man?
Thank you. The president should not worry about Southeast. You know, the president should have won on the, first round, but because of the candidates that contested, so most people never knew him on the ballot paper.
Yeah.
But at this time, we're telling all the old people that any place you see woman.
Exactly.
So we are educating people right now. So they shouldn't worry about Southeast. Let him run a campaign out there. We shouldn't be afraid of Southeast. We will double the number that we gave him the last time.
Yeah, because you got to count outside the photo.
Thank you. We'll do that. We are encouraging people who never voted to come out.
Okay, thank you very much. Caller, hello.
Hello?
Yes, caller.
Yeah, this is
ERBC, you live.
I'm calling from Grand Two.
Oh wow, so you whiskey?
Yeah, so the issue, the only reason when people fighting Georgia, because if you compare Georgia this year and the 12th year, you can see the difference. So if the 4th and the Georgia complete the 12th year, many of us will be confident around here. So if nothing can tell us about Georgia, you ask any municipality party to one of the reasons you don't want to vote Georgia, anything say nothing. But if you ask me, let it go back. What if you don't oppose the support? I will see my YouTube. So as most of them are say, they only do all of these things, but you not get the power. And we the Nigerian, we the Eastern people, we stay by the name. And the vote that we do for the first time, right? They will double up because before they didn't have that, they did some around the put it over for the vote. Most of them are put it.
All right, correct. Okay, thank you, my sister. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry I cut you off. I wanted to press.
Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Good evening to you. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, one of the things Eric Smith.
That one, not true. Now once again, yeah. There are other people.
Yeah, let's give others the opportunity to call. Hello, caller.
No, but I not in my statement when I went off.
What's the name?
What is the man?
Well, you got
Yeah.
do it quick now.
If you go allow me to speak my direction, good.
Your talent. Don't speak no.
Yeah.
What kind of talent you can speak? I want you all to understand talent before you speak here. Ah.
But what you?
I was just making sure, okay?
Speak English, my man. No, my man, speak English. I won't understand what you're saying too.
But what you saying? But hello, please tell what you want to say in English.
The reason why I want you to say in English because we need to know just in case we got ourselves.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Caller, hello. Caller, hello.
Let's take this first.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, this is George Mochi. I'm calling from River G County.
Georgie, good evening to you. How's River G?
Fine, River G School in Khan.
That fish town?
The town you probably before you reach Fish Town, CLC.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I want to recommend to the next. We want the photo. Because the photo was very small. So we beg at least they should make it wild a little bit so our old man can see it clear.
You know what happened?
No.
They won now. Only 2 persons on it, right? Now only 2 persons on the ballot, 2 candidates on the ballot paper. The first candidate get 2 men on it. The other men are the presidential candidate. The other men are the vice presidential candidate. The other candidate got 1 man and 1 woman. So that President Weah and President and Vice President Joel Howard Taylor. So that one is easy. You already know. So when you're telling the woman and the ticket, the person will get a woman sign him. That the person. That the easiest way to do it. The other 2 men up. The man and the woman down. Case closed.
And it's even going to be bigger.
And I want to make it big. I want 20. I want to make it small like that. But you will rarely see the man up or shine.
Thank you.
One factor Abeton.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Mohammed Ali Ba calling from Central Fish Town.
Central Fish Town?
Yeah, River G County.
Okay, welcome, my brother. How's River G this evening?
Yeah, River G is quiet and we enjoying our electricity that was brought here by the president. And we enjoying all of the good facilities, including our football field and that of our city hall that is under construction, including a care center by the government.
The people say the men do nothing, so
really, I don't know what they call the men are doing nothing. But you know, the entire team don't have message. So they came here and listened to the propaganda they were preaching instead of preaching what they're going to do for us.
Yes.
But just they were only talking against the president, make the president to be the subject of the day.
That's a regular thing.
They were promoting him. John Balu saying coming there.
So what message? So what's your take?
I don't know how the people of Maryland put it out, you know, because the inability. During the came here, they never one of the senators, our senator who were going out and out to say, he's the best senator, man, who Larry County for 9 years and he was to be our telling I mean, telling us we're going to be the best man for us.
And you know, I really appreciate the fact that Otto Francis is not from CDC, but the level I thank you, Paul River G, for electing Francis. Francis is a
and one thing we understand that, you know, with this government is telling us that we ourselves are capable of running this country. Yeah, but one part is, if you can look at like River G here, most of the deputy ministers, some ministers from here, that you find out that Mr. Popo from Raya Kawakan, and people under the Unity Party government, they did somewhere that was like that they were importing people from, they were people to America, other places to do the work. Now our own brothers, our own sisters here who are capable to do the work. So under the government, the ability of our Liberian brothers and sisters are being shown.
Yes.
So you know that somebody seen the fighting against, and definitely we're not going to support it. Even at what is ready to say, well, that divide room mental policy that Prince Johnson is bringing in, saying that because we voted for we are from the Southeast, he's forgetting to know that Jeremiah came from the Southeast and from Jericho. So I don't know if we vote on people based on the ability, what he's capable of doing,
And what you can do, what you can bring to the table is
Exactly.
We don't want to know where you come from.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Other people let it come to now for the topic. Even other people too, President Trump who spent 27 years is not because. Okay, but because what he could do for the people at that time to convince the people
exactly.
that one causing to spend a long time there.
Yes,
so it's not when you cover a geographical location where look at the vote for people. Let's say we're not going to look at the record of election vote compared with a G under the bar any administration. You see the amount of votes the United Party after. Why would you say no because we have for the Southeast after so we should not say the Jamaican to have a my
Yeah, I agree with you.
We don't pose that. We vote based on your ability.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
There's no better way you could have said it, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, caller.
You're the best caller tonight so far.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Yes, my name is Moses West. I'm calling this evening from my official resident here in Riverview County.
Oh wow, the River G and Sulu Whiskey people were on fire.
So yeah, I really monitor your show and it's so exciting tonight to hear you on this evening.
Thank you. Let's hear from you, my brother.
Yeah. Yeah, let me say thank you for this show. And honestly, the number we gave President we are I can tell you for free. We are approximately telling you that this time President Weah will receive the number we have already is 38,000, but we are giving President Weah 37,000. We're balancing 1,000 between our guys and the other invalid both guys. We share the 1,000 between the two of them.
So they got the
because
whatever you do, will be there.
Yeah, right.
The issue of invalid vote, you just stop it. You have 3, 4, 5, you have 10,
Yes,
Yeah, I need 1 or 2 United Party. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you have to thank you. You have to vote for our president, so we'll keep him there as our friend.
Okay, my brother, thank you. Caller, hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Good evening to you. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm following your program for Kakata, Magdibi County.
Oh wow, how's Magibi this evening?
Magdibi is okay.
Are we ready to do justice to the president this time around, giving him the votes he needs now?
I'm speaking from another background.
Okay, let's hear you.
Okay, I just want to encourage or inform every one of us tonight.
Okay.
Liberia is getting bad.
Okay.
Because in Kakata here, we are seeing with our eyes, people are paying people huge amount of money to cross over. And this is not democracy.
Who is paying who? Because you have to be factual here. Who are you calling people are paying people?
The CDC is buying people for Unity Party.
How?
To go on their side.
And the CDC is buying people from Unity Party. Who?
I don't want to attack personality.
If you're truthful, you should tell us the name of the person. Where did that person do that? Tell us all of that. We can allow you to just come and say CDC is doing this, United Party is doing this. So tell us who is that person?
Okay, the truth is when the truth reveals that the record is on the wall.
No record wall.
Come on the radio and come and say somebody is doing something.
You just call the radio and you just give story like that.
What is that?
Somebody buying people over.
You think somebody will just give you airtime to just come and spill, gossip on the radio? No.
I think we're out of time.
Okay.
We're out of time.
How do you do that?
Way out of time.
So those of
you
you
make up stories and then you want to call the radio and spill that.
And when you squeeze in the word, it can't give you anything.
Because when that story would have gone without the correction,
that's how ELBC.
It would be bad.
But that's the correct.
It would be bad.
The first thing is they started this thing with CDC taking people for their card.
Yeah.
So they will take all the card to go stay and vote for these people.
Yeah.
What sense of
let's hear you. Let's hear you.
So that call on the second or third caller that called and said that the football budget on President Weah has reduced, you got to be very serious to call on the show to say that. We choose development over football. When honor Unity Party Joseph Boakai administration at the point in time, when Minister Hart won $50 million, they will welcome in a place, they will qualify for African Cup of Nations second or third round. We're talking about developing our country, and not just about the football player now has recognized opportunities that our players are benefiting from, contrary to football. And you want to come on a platform to tell us that you choose football over development. It's unfortunate that you say that.
Daniel, I don't even buy that.
No, you gotta teach them.
It's not about choosing football over
You gotta teach them.
There are people who play football.
Yeah.
And the football team, the thing about it, you cannot blame President Weah for the team not bringing World Cup.
No.
You must say that if the government is not supporting the team, then it's a totally different thing.
But the government,
if the government is supporting the team and the team is not winning, should President Weah leave the mansion and go play football for Liberia?
I ain't they going for that.
He said Liberia cannot. The team is not doing well under a footballing.
And he said because the team has got a low budget. That's why I'm trying to correct him. It's not about budgetary lobbying for the team. Look, this government made a lot of activities that were undone. Hadn't the president invested in these areas and just focus on football, the same man who called on his radio would have called. So
even former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is a Harvard trained, right? Why did she say that the educational system of our country
is exactly what Daniel said.
It's a mess. She said it's a mess. What did he do? He's still voting for a unity party and coming be angry and can't call on the radio to tell people, you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yep.
You call her because I know you're listening. Yep. Are you kidding me? What did you do when President Sirleaf said, the educational sector of our country is a mess?
Have a train.
You expected that the educational system of our country would be the best under a President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Did you do anything about it?
No, man.
Please.
These callers shouldn't distract us tonight. It's Friday.
Who they're distracting. And then you have this very last caller who just sits back, he's listening, and he's not even happy, but he has to listen. And he called and just accused people with no proof.
Provide the evidence.
Every night you have these people. Remember last night? Was it last night or the night before last? The lady said the road the president made is flawed there.
Yes.
So it's of no use. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
So
she's using the road, but it's of no use.
You always have these people. You always have these segment of callers.
Yes, exactly. So we will entertain them, and when they spew out these things, we'll make sure we check them, and they will not provide the information, and they will go off the line.
They will not lie because they're not providing any information.
They will not provide the information.
They lies.
So they lied. Mm-hmm. So the people will know that the information they are spewing out is misinformation.
You get the information, bring you. Well, lie, you must just give us the fact answer. But if you think you will call on this radio and just spew out lies,
it's weekend.
You're not going to get away with it. So join us, God willing, Monday when we will be here with a fresh edition of Open Conversation. Let's continue to keep the conversation open. Today is the what? 28.
Today is the 27.
27. How many more days to election? Are getting mad.
27.
Yeah.
27, 28.
27, 28.
14, 15.
10 days. I'll be 10 days.
18.
From the east to the west, north to the south, let's come together. I know. They say you're not there, we stand, but we fight. If we're not